Welcome to Hoops Roundup with your host, Randy Silver. We break down the biggest sports stories from our favorite game, basketball. You're back or you're new, welcome. We're here to break down USA Lithuania FIBA World Cup recap. Today's game was exhilarating. Did the USA win or lose? We'll let you know. Here's the full recap. We're going to do a bracket update, box score of the whole game, and preview USA knockout round game. As a friendly reminder, if this is your first time here, we do the same thing every day. We do full recap videos for all the games, and then when USA plays special USA game. So this is fully special USA game, and we're going to go into a full recap later today of all the games. So let's dive into the USA Lithuania game for you. Both teams have already qualified for the next round, so this was all about seeding and bragging rights. Lithuania is a powerhouse from Europe, and of course the US powerhouse from North America. We play in a CONCACAF division. USA got the first points of the game to go up 2-0, and then the rest of the first quarter was pretty much a downhill from here. 6-7 Lithuania won with 6:20 left in the first. 13-6 with 5 minutes left. Unfortunately, I can't show you highlight videos because of copyright, so we're going to take you through a picture story with stats and box scores. 17-10 Lithuania, and then 23-12 Lithuania. What happened here? It was absolute domination from the three-point line. We're going to show you the stats. Lithuania did not miss a shot from three to start the game. Just unbelievable. So in the second quarter, the start of the second quarter, they're up 31-12. 31-12. We just have to show it again. Isn't that wild? So let's show you the stats. USA starters had a pretty poor start to the game. Edwards had 6 points. Other than that, 0 from Jackson, 0 from Hart, 2 from Bridges, 2 from Brunson. And then on the bench, Reeves chipped in with 2, Ingram chipped in with 2, and Johnson chipped in with 3. We shot 36% total, 14% from 3, 1 for 7. How did Lithuania do? They went 6 for 6 from 3. One more time. 6 for 6 from 3. 18 points from 3 to our 3. That's obviously a 15-point advantage. That's how they're up. Basically 15 points right there. 14 points at the end of the first quarter. They shot 13 for 24 from 54% from 2. And across the board, they were able to get chipped in from their team. Good all-around game by them. Their bench outperformed us basically the whole game. We'll look at the overall stats going into the second quarter, end of the first. We talked about the three-point disparity. Free throws about even. Rebounds, they had 16-8. And you look, offense rebounds 6 to our 3. That means that they A, were bigger in the paint. They were getting boards. And B, defensive rebounds 5 to 10. We were not getting second chance points. They were doing a good job at getting the rebound and limiting us. Look at assists. They had 8 to our 4. So a better assist around the ball. So moving in the second quarter, Lithuania is up 42-26. That's a 16-point lead. Not what you expected here. Definitely upset alert. USA looked rattled. We've talked about this throughout much of FIBA. They start the game slow and they pick it up. No different here. But the question is, was USA able to get the lead back? 48-29. So now they're down 19 points with about 4.5 left in the second quarter. When we look at the stat line again, they're now 3 points, 9 for 9 Lithuania, and we're 3 for 10. They have 27 points from 3, we have 9. That's a 18-point advantage. You're down 19 points. That's the difference in the game. Obviously, them shooting 100% from 3 is probably unsustainable, but this starts the game so hard. Against a good team, a powerhouse, an international powerhouse, it's hard to make up 19 points to come back. Against a lesser team who starts well, sure, you can come back, but against a good team, this will be tough. In addition, if you look at our field goals, 12 for 29, they're 18 for 31. From 2, we're 41%, they're 58%. So they're just playing a better game. You can look at the rebounds. We have 10, they have 19. We're not getting offensive rebounds, and they're getting their defensive rebounds to stop us from moving second chance points and getting on the break. 2:57 left. Lithuania's up 50-31. Biggest lead of the game, up 21 points. Again, that's a lot of points to have to come make up. Even if you're all NBA team, that's a lot to come back from. 35-54, Lithuania with 50 seconds left in the second quarter. Halftime, 37-54, 17 point. So good, it's below 20. mentally going to break. Okay, it's not a 20-point plus game, but we got work to do. We got to make adjustments, and how are we going to be able to come back into this game? When we look at the scoring each quarter, Lithuania put up 31 points in the first, 23 in the second. We put up 12 in the first, 25 in the second. So we won the second quarter. Great. We limited them on the points that they had, dropped them down 8. We went up 13, but 12 points in the first quarter. Poor shooting, and they played good defense. We look at the box score. They finally missed the 3. Thank God. They're 9 for 12, 75%. We're 3 for 10, 30%. So we have really not changed since we last talked about the stats. 9 points from 3. They have 27 points from 3. Again, now what is that? That's an 18-point advantage. We're down 17. There you go. When we look at the rebounds again, rebounds, they have 25 to our 15. Defensive rebounds 10 to 6. Offense rebounds 9. So even when they were missing their shots, they were able to get some rebounds back. Total turnovers 5 to 6. So it's good when not turning the ball over a lot. However, when you look at the fouls, 8 to 11. So you'll get to see this number go up more and more. This was a big fouling game. When we look at our players, Anthony Edwards was carrying the team. Without him, we really would not be in this game at this point. Well, even it would be worse. He has 16. Bridges has 2. Brenson has 2. Jackson Jr. and Hart starting have 0. Not normal for U.S. and not good. However, when we look at the bench, a lot of people chipping in 2 and 4s here. But we need some players to really step up and be successful. Ingram did a nice job coming off the bench and making some plays for us. Lithuania, they almost have multiple players in double digits, led by Valanciunas. He's a all-star with the Bulls. He just signed a 3-year, $6 million deal with them. So he really was big in the paint, and we had a tough time. You know, Kessler tried to guard him. He was a bit too small. Jackson Jr. was getting some foul trouble. And then also Austin Reeves, they were doing a good job of boxing him into the paint, making him foul there. So they did a good job with their game plan. Into the third quarter, 54-42, Lithuania over U.S. So you can see we made a nice run to start the quarter. We made some good defense adjustments. We started pressuring them out at half court instead of letting them get into their set and get a 3 or dribble ball up and take a 3. We pressure them. We even did some full court press as well. And this really helped them, the U.S. team, create some turnovers and create some logjam on their offense. They couldn't get in their sets. Created some tougher shots. We were able to get out on the break and do a nice start to the half. So now we're down 54-49, 9-0 run. So again, we went down basically 18-19 in the halftime. Quick run, exactly what Kerr and the coaching staff wanted. Exactly the opposite of what Lithuania wanted. We were able to be successful and continue into the third quarter. Lithuania took a timeout to try to calm down the storm. Hey, let's regroup. Let's get back to our basics. So after that run, it's 56-50 now with 6-11 in the third. You can see here that they're 9 from 13 from 3. So they only took one more 3 in the start of the third quarter for the first 4 minutes. And we did a good job at limiting them from the 3. We took a couple more 3s, made them. Defensive rebounds, 15-29. So you can see the number getting bigger and bigger. We're losing that battle. And then turnovers 11-6. So we created some good turnovers as we talked about to start the third, and we were able to capitalize on it. And this just shows you as well, 13 points to start the third to their 2. Great run. And now, normally this is where you expect the U.S. Okay, let's tie the game. Let's take the lead, pull away, and win the game. Not today. Lithuania did a good job at overcoming this and getting a quick run out of that timeout. They scored a quick 4 points to push us to 52-60. So Steve Kerr took a timeout to try to reset us. The biggest lead of the game again was 21 points. 59-67 with 2 minutes left. So this 8-point you're going to start to see is where we kind of sat between 4 and 12 points throughout the rest of the third quarter and the early fourth. Took it down to 4, and this was never any closer we could get the rest of the game, unfortunately. So let's continue on to the second half. All right. So now we're at the end of the third. We scored 28 points in the third to their 15, plus 13 advantage. That's great. That's what we needed. Down 4 going to the fourth. After being down 21 in the game, after being down 18-17 going to half, you feel really good with this. Looking at the stats, they went 10 for 19 from 3 now in the game. So, again, they started 10 for 10. Now they're 10 for 19. They're stopped making their 3s. However, they're still shooting a 52% three-point advantage. That's impressive because, again, they started super hot. It's going to come back to the mean, but still a lot of 3s made. We're at 37% with 6 for 16. When we look at the rebounds, 36 to 20. So again, a massive advantage there. When you look at their offensive rebounds, they had 17 to our 7. That's too many. We were not good in the paint. They have big men. So this is something that future teams in the knockout round are going to key on. Let's get them in the paint, and we'll be able to get some rebounds with our big men. And then turnovers, 13 to 8. So good that we had 5 less. When we look at the box score for the players, Edwards had 20, so again, carrying the team. He made some timely threes for us. Ingram made a couple good plays. He has 8 points, second leading scorer. Leading scorer off the bench. Bridges had 11 in the starting lineup. But again, Hart with 0, Jackson Jr. with 3. Tough as starters to not be able to provide. The other thing as well, we talked about Kessler came in, got a couple fouls. Reeves came in, got a couple fouls. They were doing a good job at putting them in the paint, boxing them up, and forcing the foul. Reeves had to come out of the game. He was him, not tonight in terms of defense. Because of this, he was not happy. Obviously, he's frustrated. He wants to stay in the game, but knew because of the fouls, he couldn't. So with 6:56 left, they're down 8. USA 72, Lithuania 80. 4:56 left, Lithuania 89, USA 83. So again, 6-point, 8-point, 4-point game. This is where we stayed. This was a key play in the game right here. USA did a great job on defense on this play. You can see the score. USA 85, Lithuania 91. We got a block. Ball foul to number 19 for Lithuania. Edwards is playing defense on him. He just threw up a 3-point prayer. Just please, God, let it go in. And it went in. And he even smiled and was like, what the heck? It's our day. And that pushed the game from 85-91 to 85-94. So it felt like that the whole fourth quarter. When we tried to get close, they would make a good play. They would not back down. They made a run back. Every shot we made, they made. So it was shot for shot versus getting defensive stops. And you got to credit Lithuania for playing out of their mind to be able to hold off the U.S. 85-97 with 2:40 left. Lithuania up 12. Felt like this was the end of the game. They also announced on the telecast that the USA qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympics because Dominican Republic lost. That meant that they were not able to go to the knockout round. USA was already qualified. Canada's already qualified. The CONCACAF gets the top 2 spots left in the World Cup who go to the Olympics. So by them going knockout round, so the last 2 left out of the whole teams who qualify from CONCACAF for World Cup, they move to the Olympics, which is great. And obviously we would expect more NBA All-Stars to play. Some players from here would go, but a bigger pool wants to play in the Olympics than the World Cup. 1:38 left. Lithuania is up 101-90, 11-point game. Lithuania is up 103-97, 58 seconds left. So watch what happens here. It's a 14-point game. Feels like the game's over. Edwards had 35 points, while the record for the U.S. player in the World Cup is Durant, 38. With 45 left, 100-105. So let's take a look at that. 58, 97, 103. 100-105. Crazy. USA got a couple turnovers, made some big threes, foul game, free throws, and brought it back in the 5. And it felt, this could be it. Are we going to steal a game? 16 seconds left, 108, 104. This play was massive. On this play, we stole the ball. Ball went to Bridges in the corner with like 10 seconds left. He took a 3, and he missed it. It looked good out of the hand. That would have made a 1-point game. Now it's a 1-possession game, and you could do the foul game. Or he could have got to 2, made it a 106, 108 game. Still 1-possession game, foul game. He missed a 3, and that was basically the end of the game. Lithuania got a dunk off of his missed 3. USA lose 110-104. We were never able to get the game to a single possession. The closest we ever got was 4. And I think that psychologically was big for Lithuania. They always had a 2-possession advantage. And for USA, defeating that every time they got it close, Lithuania was able to push it back out. Steve Kerr was very congratulatory to Lithuania head coach. I mean, they played out of their mind. Good for them on the W. 110-104 is your final score. So let's dive into the box score for you. As we talked about, here's the final score. In that fourth quarter, 39 points. When you're losing, you can't give up that many points. You got to be able to have the plus margin, and they were not able to do it. When we look at the stats, as we talked about, USA was leading at like 4-2, and then after that was never leading the rest of the game. Closest they brought it was 4 multiple times, and that was it. USA only led for 1:18 in the game, which is not normal for the U.S. that 37-minute leading mark for Lithuania might be a record for a game against the U.S. The other thing as well, a lot of these players, first time in international basketball, new. This is really good for these players to be able to grow from, learn from, talking points, going to knock around, be motivated. Hey, we don't want to lose again, start fast. So I think in the long run, because they're qualified, not the end of the world you lost. You want to have a better seeding, but you're in the knock around. That's what matters. Now let's use these talking points to be successful. Key stats, steals were the same. Assists were very similar. Turnovers, we caused 7 more. We had 12 to their 19, so that's good. However, what really mattered was the points from turnovers. Even though we had 7 more turnovers, we only had 2 more points. They were making their threes, which made up. Fast break points, 17-11, so we had 6, which is good. But second chance points, they killed us, 17-2. 15 more in second chance points. We talked about the number of rebounds they had. The offensive rebounds destroyed us. Points from the bench, 61-38. Crazy number 2. Another 20 points from the bench. You expect the U.S. players, especially the talent on our bench, to be able to score, create. We did not do that today. A first time that our bench was not scoring more than the other team's bench. We look at the 3 points. Again, they made 56% from 3 after being 100. Came down to the mean. Still a high number to give up. We made 63% from 2. Free throws was about the same. Offensive rebounds, 18-9. 25-18 for defensive rebounds. They out-rebounded us by 16. Kerr's going to talk about that, and Kerr's going to talk about the points from the bench and second chance points. The final box score for the team, Anthony Edwards ended up with 35 points, so he didn't beat KD's record. Brenson with 14. Jackson Jr. with 3 as a starter. We need more from him. Kessler with 2 off the bench. Reed with 7 off the bench. Portis Jr. with 7 off the bench. Banchero 6. Probably his worst game on the team. He's usually been much more effective. Ingram was very effective. Did a nice job coming off the bench. 5 for 8 shooting. Johnson with 3 points. Bridges with 14. Halliburton with 3. Plus minus efficiency. Edwards won with plus 26. When we look at Lithuania, again, we talked about their players coming off the bench. Almost every player off the bench had double digits, which is extremely impressive. Most of the players starting was around double digits or had it. So an extremely well-rounded game from Lithuania, led by Valanciunas, their star forward, who is with the Chicago Bulls. It's a tough game for USA, so let's see how this plays a part and now into the brackets and group. So let's forward look. We said going into this game, USA versus Lithuania was about seeding. They both already qualified. So what's the qualification look like? USA came in second, so they played Tuesday, 8:40 a.m. Eastern against Italy, who won their group. Germany won their group. They play L2. We'll tell you who that is in a second. Lithuania versus Serbia. Lithuania won their group. Serbia come in second, so they play. And then Slovenia lost, so they play the winner of L1. Canada just beat Spain 88-85. This game was wild. Look at that. Spain had the lead most of the game, and Canada came through in the clutch in the fourth quarter to win. So as a result, if we go to the actual standings, let's see if this is updated yet. They have not updated yet. Canada will have 9 points, and Canada beat Latvia earlier in the tournament. When we can show you that right here in the first round games when they played. Canada, Latvia down below. So that would mean, to me, I think Canada comes in first. So if Canada comes in first, that means Canada plays Slovenia. And then that means right here that Latvia play Germany. So Italy, USA, Germany, Latvia. Stay tuned for our follow-up video where we do the whole breakdown, so that way we can give you the final results when they're all out and released, and we'll make sure we have that for you and know. So overall, USA had not lost until today, and then they took the L here. If we look at the daily schedule, just to give you that, and we'll break down the games much more later. Australia beat Georgia 100-84. Italy beat Puerto Rico 73-57. Greece lost to Montenegro 69-73. Brazil lost Latvia 84-104. Germany beat Slovenia 171. Dominican Republic lost to Serbia 79-112. USA lost to Lithuania 104-110. And we just said that Spain lost to Canada 85-88. So really give you a full breakdown in the video later today, and we'll dive into some of these games in more depth. But again, what matters most is USA lost to Lithuania, 104, 110. As a result of the loss, we come in second in the group. In our group, we are now in the quarterfinal playing the winner of their group, Italy. Italy came in first, and they beat Serbia, so that way they win the head-to-head to move forward. So here we go, y'all. It's going to be a fun week ahead. Do or die games from here on moving out. Thank you for watching the USA versus Lithuania recap. Comment your thoughts on the game, and of course subscribe here to the Hoops Roundup to stay updated when we drop these special USA videos and the FIBA World Cup recap every day. Team USA, tough day, but hey, we're in the knockaround, that's what matters. Let's go get the W and go get the championship. Out.